Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning to one and all. We are back with the same story, continuation of the previous lecture. Unit 4, lesson 4.2. The storyteller by H. Ulro, commonly known as Saki. Page number 88, part 2 of your English textbook. The story continues. Her name is Bertha and she is very good. She is good in all her activities. She is very polite. She has a breakfast on time. She has everything done in a perfection manner. Let's continue the story. The battle is telling the story. He is the storyteller in this present lesson. She was so good, continues the bachelor, that she won several medals for goodness, which she always wore pinned on to her dress. There was a medal for obedience, another medal for punctuality, and a third for good behavior. Obviously, a human being having these three qualities will be extraordinary, will be honored, will be given respect, will be gratefully thankful to the common man. And in such a way, having these three qualities means you are well versed with everything in and around the environment. What is more important is being at the pinnacle, being at the top, after getting these qualities, after getting these rewards, after getting these medals. Staying at that position is very, very much more important. There were large metal medals and they clicked against one another as she walked. That means she wore the medals on her chest part, on the uniform she wore to school and back. The sound of the three medals kept on clinking, kept on clicking, and the sound of those three medals kept reminding Bertha that she was an extraordinary child, she was a very good child, she was a very vague, strange, but is a respectable man. No other child in the town where she lived had as many as three medals. So everybody knew that she must be an extra good child. Horribly good, extra good in all walks of life. Horribly good, quoted silk. Quote means said. Just to give a comment in that manner. Everybody talked about her goodness, and the prince of the country got to hear about it, and he said that as she is so very good, she might be allowed to visit the park of the prince once a week, which was just outside the town. It was a beautiful park, and no children were ever allowed in it, so it was a great honor for Bertha to be allowed to go there. Obviously, where no children are given entry or there is no entry for children, and then this special child, this extraordinary child, this good child is given the permission of entering into such a park. So in that way, it is really honorable, it's really respectful, it's really grateful from the prince's point of view that he is given the permission to that particular girl who has various extraordinary qualities in such a manner. Were there any sheep in the park? Demanded Cyril. Obviously, Cyril had in his mind the question kept his curiosity to come out, that when Aunt was telling the story, she was saying it in such a manner that the sheep was the answer given in an unsatisfactory manner. So, here also remarks, she will ask the same question, were there any sheep in the park? Obviously, the answer is no. But no, said the bachelor, there were no sheep, but there were other small, harmless animals in the park. He immediately gave a positive answer, the bachelor, the storyteller here, that there were no sheep in the park, but there were other harmless animals in the park at that particular moment. The storyteller paused, stopped for a while, to let a full idea of the park's treasure sink into the children's imagination, and then he resumed. That means the storyteller, the bachelor, started the story, and the children started getting interested in the story. So he stopped for a while so that the children could imagine what the storyteller or the bachelor was telling them at present. And in that particular manner, it was that these things have to be understood. Obviously, when the person is saying story, the people hearing the story must be very, very attentive to understand each and everything. The mode of telling a story is that you should think of the people hearing also. The people who are in front of you, they must listen to it very, very carefully in such a particular manner, so that these things can be taken into consideration, that the person is paying attention to you or not paying attention to you. If you please listen, it is not obvious, you will understand every bit of everything. Whatever is being told to you or what is being made you to understand in a particular manner. The things have to be understood when you listen very carefully and you start imagining things, you start making stories in your mind, you start making vivid memories in your mind, you start making pictures in your mind for such type of workings where you understand these things in a particular manner. And then once he saw that the children were very, very enthusiastic at present, very, very keen in listening to the story, he resumed. That means he continued with the story. Bertha was rather sorry to find that there were no flowers in the park. She had promised her aunt with tears in her eyes that she would not pick any of the kind prince's flowers, and she had meant to keep her promise of course. It made her feel silly to find that there were no flowers to pick. But the obviously common, it is very, very common for children. Wherever they go, they will pick or pluck the flowers of the plants. Especially girls, they are very adorable towards nature, they are very adorable towards any type of flower, as long as they look really, really beautiful. So children yet are very attracted to the flowers. Here Bertha promises to her aunt that she will not touch any of the flowers, she will not pluck any of the flowers, but it was to her unhappiness that when she entered into the park, she saw that there were no flowers in the park at all. It was like what she thought a park to be or something different from the park, actually what it would have to be. The park was something totally different. There were no flowers in the park. Obviously it is disappointing to see no flowers in the park, but there was a reason behind this particular question, that why did the prince have flowers in the park? The reason is simple. It's either flowers or either animals. You can't eat both at the same time, because animals are plant eaters, flower eaters, so therefore animals would have eaten the flowers, so it would be of no use keeping the flowers. The prince chose keeping animals rather than keeping flowers in the park, in that better view of it. The answer to it, why weren't there any flowers? Because the animals had eaten them all, said the bachelor promptly, immediately, instantly. The gardeners had told the prince that You couldn't have animals and flowers, so he decided to have animals and no flowers. Obviously, it's very common. Flowers are not only picked or plucked by human beings, but are eaten by animals, also very, very common. So the gardener told the prince he could either have flowers or animals. So the prince himself said it's better to have animals rather than flowers which were going to be destroyed by someone or the other. So it's better to keep animals rather than keeping flowers in the park. Any questions, any queries, any doubt, please ask me on WhatsApp, on Telegram, you can chat with me, you can give me a missed call. I shall reply to you as and when I get time according to my convenience. There was a murmur of approval at the excellence of the prince's decision, so many people would have decided the other way. Obviously, something what the prince took into the other side. That means the prince, commonly a human being or commonly the humans would ask or would request to have flowers rather than animals, which would keep the beauty of nature much more beautiful, much more attractive, much more fragrance, much more essence in the air. But here the prince put it in the other way around. He put animals rather than putting flowers in this way. So people started talking about it, people started whispering about it, people started murmuring about it. All the meanings are given on the board. Approval, yes, excellence, respect. Yet the prince was honored with such a type of question in such a manner. Any questions, any doubt, any queries, you are most welcome to talk to me, chat with me on WhatsApp or on Telegram. You can give me a missed call, you can call me, but I shall reply according to my convenience. We teachers are really taking great pains, so please listen to the videos, look at the videos, hear to the videos, but you have doubts, please ask your teachers, respectable people of your school. All the teachers of all the schools are really working hard during this pandemic period. So please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share the channel, comment on the channel, and please be positively viewed to yourself so that you do not have any drawbacks. You can ask any student from any school from the state of Maharashtra can speak to us as and when they require. So please do call, please do chat. We Heraians are ever ready, we teachers are ever ready to help you. If you keep asking your problems, we are ready to solve your queries. Jazakallahu ma'alena.